You're about to listen to TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games. It's a comedy video game podcast. We would like to stress that the hosts are not experts and are really just very crass commentators. Seriously, this is an explicit podcast that happens to talk about video games sometimes. So please enjoy this pretty okay podcast with Tyler and Dave.
Hello, Internet.
Hello.
It's a nice little contained hello. So, today is one of those quick turnarounds, cuz life, therapy type episodes.
It's our cheat day.
It is our cheat day.
That's good. I like that. So, we got stuff to talk about. I got notes. I got prompts. I got shit. But before we go into stuff, I don't know what you guys been up to. You got anything to talk about? You got anything get off your chest?
If you get me started, I probably could, but in media news, for me, I'm like 20 minutes from finishing book 2 of the Dresden Files.
I'm like 20 minutes from finishing book 2 of Dungeon Crawler Carl.
BCC.
I just finished that the other day. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's awesome.
I started 3 today.
Good shit.
Yeah.
I didn't care for this book as much until the end. It was pretty good at the end.
Yeah.
But I don't get into werewolves. Really?
You don't see a lot.
Werewolves get into you.
Hey.
I fuck very few werewolves.
They, however, are constantly trying to fuck me.
A loop bottom.
A loop. Yeah, I've enjoyed it fine. It just hasn't been. I liked the first one better, but I have heard, as you said, from multiple sources, Tyler, that I think the series is supposed to really start getting its stride in the next book. Mm-hmm. So, much like with most things that I've found myself getting into, it's if you stick with it at the beginning.
Yeah. Because I think Johnny Marcone is like one of the top 2 villains in the whole series. Love Johnny Marcone.
Yeah, he's a pretty good villain.
I love the superpower of practicality.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's like Batman.
Yeah.
You know, no superpowers, but he can roll with the big boys. So I've enjoyed that, and then I've started watching, finally, much to Captain Gunner John Turley's delight, Star Trek Discovery Season 5, which is the final season of Star Trek Discovery. It's rapidly becoming my favorite season, and I feel like it's a shame because now I feel like this show is actually, I think this show has finally hit its stride. With me, at least.
Just in time to get canceled.
And the same is true for another Star Trek series, Lower Decks, the animated series. That one's going to be over this season as well. They've canceled it. There's a huge petition online to try and save it from cancellation, although I doubt it's going to happen. Everybody wants Netflix to pick it up and run it for a few more seasons. The problem is that CBS and Paramount own the rights to Star Trek, and they are never, ever
going to
give it up. That's correct. And it's not that they'd be giving up the rights, but I think putting it in the hands of, I don't know how that would work if Netflix would just finance it.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, I feel like it would. I mean, they've shown plenty of Star Trek on Netflix, but there's never been any Star Trek developed.
Original.
As a Netflix original that I know of, which, it's not going to happen. So it's a shame to see that show go because it's really funny, and it's top 3 Star Trek for me.
I've got a question for you that is related to Dresden Files.
Sure.
Do you like An American Werewolf in London?
Yes.
Okay, I do too. I'm not a big werewolf person either, but I love that movie.
I'm the same way. I feel like American Werewolf in London covered it.
Yeah.
and that's all we needed.
And does it like a really good, like I like that style of werewolf.
Yeah,
too,
me too.
Where it's like more wolf than were.
Yeah. One of the interesting things about the werewolf story, Full Moon is the second book, and what's interesting about that is all of the different types of werewolf that it gets really into the three different kinds of werewolf.
Three different kinds of vampires too.
Yeah.
From Dark Tower, we know.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, and also in Dresden Files,
Dresden
Black
Files.
Court, Red Court, and White Court.
Yeah, they have a hierarchy in the vampire world as well. And the Loup Garou being the
White over red.
the big daddy.
The bad one, yeah.
The real
one
bad
you don't
one.
want to fuck
And
with.
the interactions, the violent interactions with the werewolves. I mean, it was one of the better things that I have read. If you're talking about getting into kind of werewolf lore and that sort of mythos, it was very interesting, and it was terrifying in parts. I mean, the way that
in the police station and
the
stuff.
police station thing and the final battle that's going on right now at the end, and I'm not going to give anything away, but there's a moment in the book where you get a very unique insight into werewolves, and that really heated it up for me. It's like in the last 2 hours of listening to the book, it's had more of my attention than it did in everything leading up to it. But
they're in the Dresden Files tabletop, which is really good. That's an
yeah?
option to play one of the item werewolves.
Okay, okay, that's cool. Yeah,
What system is that? Is that D20 or?
It's I think it was a D10 system.
Cool.
Because I only ran like 2 sessions of it, and there are only 2 books out to my knowledge. But it's very narrative driven. I guess it reminded me. It's not the same system as Blades in the Dark, but it reminded me of that a little bit.
Okay. Cool.
But yes, to answer your question, American Werewolf in London is sort of the definition. The guy that's in that, the main guy, I can't remember his name now.
Yeah, I don't know his name. So.
I happened to see it. Came across my TikTok. He was in a Dr. Pepper commercial. I'm a pepper. He's a pepper. That where they're all dancing through the streets. That's him. And I was like, hey, I know that guy from American Werewolf in London.
Be careful around him.
I don't think he is exactly what he seems. This may be a trap. But so there's that. I haven't really, done a lot of other diving into media like normal. This thing with listening to books has really taken over my attention lately, so I've been doing a lot of that. But I was gonna bring up that I don't know. Have any of you guys ever? I think I've probably mentioned on the show before. Have you ever used Mercari?
I have never bought anything on it, but I've browsed on Mercari.
So I like to buy stuff from Mercari because, for one thing, it's usually not. You know how eBay used to be, like back in the day, in the early days of eBay? It was like the internet's yard sale, right? And you look for the thing you want and you find it and you bid on it and then you whatever, right? And
Sure.
Now it's become more of a, almost like an Amazon. It's like
storefront.
It's like every 10 sales on that might be someone just selling something that they have.
Right,
But
sure.
most of it's storefronts and
Yeah.
stuff, and it's impossible to like. It's really, I shouldn't say impossible, but it's harder to find deals because everything's just, priced to sell or what, it's just the magic of eBay is sort of gone. And Mercari, in a lot of ways, sort of fills that gap. It sort of comes in where eBay leaves off, where most of what's for sale on Mercari is some shit that people have that they're just trying to sell. And it's a good system because they'll set a price and you can either pay the price or make an offer for lower. And there's like usually a fixed shipping that's paid for by Mercari, so they can like pass the shipping savings on to you.
On to you.
Yeah. In other words, Mercari found the way to leverage their buying power as a big company to just create shipping labels at a corporate rate so that you don't have to calculate shipping.
That's nice.
You know, you can set shipping. You can set it higher or lower if you need to, you know, if you think, you know, it would be necessary. But they do that mostly for you. And it's usually pretty straightforward. And if the buyer accepts, you know, if you like send them, it gives you the option to make an offer. And like usually the lowest you can go is like 20% lower than what they're asking. And they'll either accept it or reject it. And if they accept it, and if you make an offer and they accept the offer, you pay for it, you buy it. It's done. It's automatic. And so it's and you know, I buy Funko Pops from there a lot.
Okay.
And because a lot of people are just selling Funko on Mercari, and it's a good place to find them because a lot of times they won't be like, I know what I've got. They're just trying to get rid of shit in their closet, and I happen to come across some that I want, you know, and so I'll buy them. And I've found several good deals on there and gotten several pops that I've really wanted for well below kind of what they would be if I was buying them from a dealer
On
or
the collector's market.
A collector on the collector's market. Yes, that's exactly it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And I've even had like a guy who had like a lot of them for sale. Like, you know, he had like 20 of them, and he's like, you can buy them all or you can buy some of them. Just message me and let me know which ones you want. I did that once with him, this guy, and he made a completely separate little sale for me for those 3 that I wanted, and then worked with me to get it done at a good rate. I mean, in theory, it's really good service. I really enjoy it. And the other good thing is too that like the seller of the item doesn't get paid until you get the item and accept it and say it is what they said it is. And once you've confirmed that it is what it's supposed to be, then the seller gets paid.
That's nice because there's a lot of counterfeit, like retro video games on eBay and
exactly,
and even on Amazon. I know they kind of crack down on Amazon, but I never buy on Amazon anyway. That kind of stuff because that is so expensive on Amazon.
Sure.
For
It's
whatever
weird,
reason.
like why it's
Crazy.
so much more expensive.
Do you know why? I have no idea, but I mean, it's like incredibly.
I mean, I would have
expensive
thought
on
they'd
Amazon.
like all these stores on Amazon would at least be competitive, but you're right.
They're
like,
not
if it's-
competitive.
Man,
I think they're just taking advantage.
I think
maybe
it's
of like
I know what I've
people-
got. I know there's demand, and I'm gonna, and that it's convenient.
And I think a lot of it is that it is Amazon, and
Right.
it's like this is going to sound crazy. I don't know if a lot of people use eBay as big as I don't even know if it's as well known
Amazon
as it used to be.
Yeah,
I mean,
not as much, not as
probably
like Amazon
not.
is. So
right.
And I think if eBay were still as the way that it used to be, it would still be as well known because I think it lost what made it unique, and it can't compete with Amazon. I mean,
There
I
was
still
something
will
it
sell
bought.
stuff on Amazon.
didn't eBay
on
buy
eBay.
Skype and then took like a huge like fucking loss over it?
I think
I didn't-
Microsoft bought Skype.
Microsoft bought Skype. I
But-
know that was their. It's
It
their.
was something
thing.
that eBay bought.
And I don't know if. I mean, PayPal's been tied in with eBay for a very long time.
very tightly.
I don't know if it was. I think it
I
was
wanna
developed
say-
for eBay.
I want to say eBay owns PayPal.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And
And that was like a long time
that was
ago.
a very long time ago. Because there was a time when like using PayPal was almost not a good idea.
right.
Like till they kind of got it
Yeah.
secure and safe.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have.
And still, it's kind of hard to buy some things with PayPal. I know
Yeah.
it's a different scenario, but sometimes PayPal's a pain in the ass.
It can be, yes. But anyway, so it's to the seller's advantage to be honest about what they're selling.
Sure, I do like that. It sounds like
and to
buyer
ship
friendly.
quickly, because after a few days, you the buyer if they haven't received it or gotten a confirmation that it's been shipped, the buyer has the option to cancel the sale, and then the seller has to start all over. Well, I got to list it again, and yada yada yada.
Sure.
So it incentivizes the seller to do their part and to be a part of the transaction, and it incentivizes that Mercari holds the buyer's money. So if I was to get the item but never confirm that I got it, after so many days, Mercari just assumes everything's fine and pays the seller, but the seller has to wait for that to happen.
Right.
And so I try to be very consistent when I order something, to get on immediately after I've checked it out and say, yes, this is what I want. And because once you do that, there's no going back. There's no refund. If you confirm that you have what you ordered and you want it, the sale is final.
I'd be really
no
bad
returning.
at that, because I've been trained through decades of eBay sellers being leaving a thing, a card in the thing where it's leave me a review, and also getting emails from Amazon where it's leave me a review.
Yeah.
I know this is different. This isn't leaving a review.
Right.
But I'm so used to now of getting the thing out of the package and then being okay, I'm done with this.
I do
I'm
that
done with
too.
this seller forever.
And I think it just kind of goes hand in hand with using the platform, with using the Mercari platform.
Yeah.
I think it's a little easier to be mindful of that.
That's good.
Because they'll email you and say, hey, you got to tell us, please tell us if this was okay. So the other side of that, though, is even though there's this seller protection, buyer protection in place, what kind of sucks is all I can say about it is I'm really starting to worry about sellers on Mercari and people and their families dying. And the reason I say that is because as of today, I have 2 transactions in progress on Mercari right now. I found some pops that I wanted. I paid for them, and they have not been shipped to me. This will be the 4th time that I have waited multiple days to get any sort of notification on shipping. And so I messaged the seller, hey, has this been shipped yet? I'm sorry, I had a death in the family, and I didn't have a chance to. The first time it happened, I was like, oh, man, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm up to my 4th time now of a completely
How much time has passed?
different. Oh, this is within a couple of months.
Okay.
This is not.
And it's a different seller? I'm sorry.
Different seller.
That's the go-to excuse.
4 different sellers.
It's the go-to excuse.
And I'm like, at this point,
you have no way of confirming this.
I messaged them again today, and I said, look, I'm not trying to be a pain, but I would appreciate it if you could let me know what the status of this order is, because if you're not going to do it, I can cancel and go find from another seller, but you gotta, because I messaged once and I got, yes, sorry, I'll ship tomorrow. Tomorrow and the next day came and I heard nothing, so I sent this message today. And I was like, if you can't do it, that's fine. Let me know so I can start looking for this shit again, because I'm missing out on other deals
Sure, yeah.
because other people
You're
are
tied
getting
up.
them, because
Yeah.
I'm tied up in this one.
I get it.
And they're like, for the 4th time from a different seller in the space of probably 90 days, I've gotten, I'm so sorry. I had a death in the family and we've been dealing with the fallout from that, but I do have it boxed up and I will ship it tomorrow morning. Mercari people's families are dying left and right, everybody.
Don't sell on Mercari.
Don't sell on
That's my
Mercari.
takeaway.
All of that shit I
Bad
just
luck.
said, the moral of that story is don't sell on Mercari, because you might lose a family member, and I don't want that to happen to you.
Man, all this talk reminds me of I was on my phone trying to find the name of it, and I cannot find it. but in like 2000, it was like 2008, around that era, there was this site that I used to trade video games where it's like you
Like
would
physical games.
physical copies of games, and there was like a point system for it essentially. So it's like you sent games in that you didn't want, and then you banked points. You were assigned points for what you sent in, and then you could browse what other people had sent in.
Okay.
So it was like a huge GameStop essentially.
So could you like use your points to buy other games?
Yes.
Or to pay towards other games?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what you would do. And
And they would assign you points based on the value of the games you sent in.
right. And you could check beforehand, obviously. You could,
Okay.
like, it's a big database. You look up the
Right.
game and you're like, oh, okay, that's worth, I can't even remember what the point system was.
Sure.
But that's worth 50 points. And I have 2 copies of this, but I want a copy of this. So yeah.
Gotcha.
It was fun.
Yeah.
And then you would like print out, it was set up, I guess, similarly like eBay, where you would then print out a label once you made a trade, and slap it on packaging and send it out. And then the other person or wherever, sometimes it was a trade, sometimes it was a direct trade with another person, and sometimes it was just through this service.
Okay.
Yeah. It was neat.
I like
Wish
it
I could
when
remember the name.
I like it when stuff like that works, and I like the kind of weird shit you can find on Mercari because it does. It reminds me of old eBay.
I used to love getting on eBay and just messing with the filters, like typing in T-shirt, $1, Bob, and then
Yeah.
like just buying $1 T-shirts.
Yeah.
that were just like yard sale shirts. They
Absolutely.
were like,
And then you might pay $10 shipping to get it all sent to you, and you're done.
Yep.
You know, I like that kind of trading online. I like that kind of shopping, but it frustrates the shit out of me that people will go to. Here's the thing too, like I bought a set of like 5 pops that I did not have in my quest. I'm collecting Overwatch pops. I'm trying to get one for each character in the game.
They have multiple for each character, I'm assuming.
They do, but I don't care which one I get.
Gotcha.
I just want one representative of
Got you.
Tracer or one Soldier 76. But yeah, they'd have tons of variants.
Okay.
And a lot of what I've ended up with have been variants that, honestly, I don't know why I got them so cheap. You know, because some of them are pretty good, valuable variants, and I'm not interested in reselling them. But you know, it's been neat to get them and to work it out. But they had the set that I wanted. The set that they had, I decided that I wanted it, and that the price that was set on it was like $42.86 for some reason. $42.86.
For how many?
There's 5 of them.
That seems really good.
It is really good, and one of them is one of the big 6-inch ones that normally retail for about $30.
I'm glad to hear that's big.
Me too, right?
Nice.
You know how they're
It's a win.
you know, hey, brothers. You know how they're the size of a Funko Pop.
Yeah.
They're about. I think those are about 3.5 to 4 inches or whatever. The box.
Yeah.
This is just like for bigger characters. So like the tanks are all they have 3 or 4 of the tanks like Wrecking Ball and Reinhardt are the large size
Is
pops.
Roadhog a big one?
Roadhog's a big one, and that's the one in this set.
Okay.
So it's a great deal.
It is an awesome deal.
But I almost always offer. I try to hit them with the low ball,
Sure.
just to see
20%.
what happens. I want 20% off.
Yeah.
Well, that's what
And-
I would do in Final Fantasy 11 auction house. Somebody would want to sell theirs first, and so you got to find that low bid where somebody's trying to get theirs to sell first.
Yeah.
Because they'll have the going price and then price something 10% cheaper. Well, the cheapest one sells first, even if someone pays higher for it. So you got to start really low, and then you'll catch that one person who'll sell it really cheap.
And that's weird because that was like a true bidding system in that game. Like, I don't know of another game that did it that way. Which I think is cool. It's time consuming, like as a buyer,
But satisfying if you win.
because I would constantly
Oh, yeah.
you spend like 5 minutes buying one thing because
Yep.
it's like 610.
Yeah.
No, okay, 620. No,
I
okay.
remember. I mean,
Because I was even guilty of it. I would sell stuff 20% lower so my stuff would sell first.
Sure,
I get
of
the money.
course.
every time it would be exactly what I put it up for. So everyone is trying to do that.
And it was weird. It was all blind bidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's such a weird like system compared to like, World of Warcraft
Right.
and like Final Fantasy 14.
Well, and
Let's
that-
just list it for a price and that's it.
There was remember that rush you used to get when you'd win a
Yeah,
bid
of
on
course.
eBay where you'd be
Oh, yeah.
watching and watching
Oh,
and
yeah.
refreshing, and you put in your bid at $5.56, and then oh shit, I got outbid by a cent.
Right.
$5.63. You got to pick that random number that you're hoping that at the last second they'll come in just $1 or a penny under,
And then they fucked that over with the put in your highest bid.
highest bid
Yep.
shit.
Which on one hand is nice.
It's nice, but
'Cause-
it's not nearly as
but it's not as
exciting.
fun. Yeah, it's not as fun. I'm sure
But-
sellers love it.
So on this one, I made the offer. When you say make offer, it gives you an option for 20%, 15%.
I wish you could choose items.
Yeah,
Make an offer. Wrench? I send you a wrench. You send me Funko Pops.
I've got this Yeti cooler here. I'll trade you.
Yeah, take a photo of what you would like to trade. All right.
That would be a good idea. So I made the offer, which it came out to be like $34. It was low.
Yeah.
It was a low offer, but this was what it came up to on
Yeah.
the site. What I like to try to do is offer low enough so that the price they've got on shipping brings it up to what I originally would have paid without shipping.
That's what I do with games.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't work. A lot of times it doesn't
most of
work
the
out.
time it does not work.
But
I've had it
occasionally-
work a few times on Mercari. Well, this person, so usually what will happen is I'll make the 20% offer, right? So I made the offer of $34, and normally, she started out with $42.86. But what will normally happen there is they will come down and meet in the middle.
Sure.
At $38. So she'll take $3 loss. I'll pay $3 less. And at the end of the day, it's not a big deal, but it's fun to haggle.
Right.
I sent the offer of $34 or whatever it was. She declined the offer, and her counter was $42.
Which is what the asking
Which
price
is 86 cents less. She went down
Nice.
by 86 cents.
Nice.
And I was like, I saw
You drive a hard bargain.
I was doing this. I was laughing in my chair in the living room, just chuckling. Like, God damn it. This is you could have gone a little lower, and I'd have, I'd turn into horror priestess Tanya. I said, "Come here and look at this." And she said, "What?" I showed her. I'm like, "Now I'm kind of mad because you can counter again."
That's a pretty insulting counter.
It is.
86 cents
But
is pretty
You
insulting.
can counter again.
Sure.
And say, all right, no. Well, how about this?
Go 86
You can do
cents.
that. But I told her, I said, look, I'm kind of mad at this person
You're
right
gonna go
now.
even
They
lower?
insulted me. You can't.
All right, damn it.
But I was like, they kind of insulted me here. If you were going to do 86 cents, you might as well have just said, no,
dollar.
it is what it is.
Give me a
Don't
dollar,
give me
at least.
anything, but not 86 cents. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It is
But
like tipping $1.
I said, yeah, it is. It's like
It's
leaving the
that-
change
yeah.
from your fucking 20,
Uh-huh.
like or 38 cent. Tanya told me once that one girl she worked with at Rafferty's, someone left the change, the literal coins from their
From the bill.
change as their tip. And the girl grabbed it up and walked out behind him and threw it after him and said, "You need this more than I do." She got fired. But she got to
That's a great story.
stick it to him.
That's worth it, I think.
Yeah. But so I told Tanya, I was like, what do you think? My choices were I'm going to counter and possibly get in a fucking bidding war over pennies and be aggressive and have them potentially say, fuck you, I'm not going to sell it to you at all. Or just take the high road and be done and just take the offer and be done with it. Because at the end of the day, I felt like if they were only going to go down by 86 cents to begin with,
They're pretty firm.
they're not going to come any.
Yeah.
And I would have gotten even more mad if the next offer had been $41.73.
Right. Can they send you a message with the counter offer?
Yes, they can.
Did they?
No, it was
'Cause
it was
I
the
feel
automated.
like the right move, if you're going to do 86 cents, is to be like, come on, bro, you know this is a good deal already.
Yes,
You know,
and
and like-
that was the other thing. I told her, I said, "Look, I don't want to haggle too much because I was willing to pay full price.
Right,
This
right.
is actually a good deal
Right.
at full price. Like I shouldn't have even made the offer.
But hey, you got to try.
You gotta
You got to try.
And she convinced me that in this case you should just take the W, get the thing,
Yeah,
order it.
I think that's the right call.
But I went through all this, mental torment,
Well, yeah, because you wanted to play.
and now
The game is being
I
robbed of
did.
you.
And now I'm having to get with this person to fucking ship me the stuff.
Oh, because they.
This is the person that had the death in the family that was haggling me. You haggled me over 86 cents, and now you're not even like getting off your ass and shipping this thing. It's been I just want the stuff, man. I just want my stuff.
Can you name a shop like when you or is it
I
just
think it's
username?
just usernames.
My
yeah.
username would be, there has been a death in my family.
That is actually a really good idea.
Well, I've seen that. I feel like that's a subreddit of people selling things and getting stories about how, my grandpa just died. Can't you just sell me this? Or this is for my kid who's missing a leg. Like just hundreds, every
This is my
story after
kid who's
story.
missing his leg.
So if I haven't gotten something, a confirmation of some sort by Monday,
It's a scooter.
if I haven't gotten like a confirmation by Monday, I'm going to send them one final message and say, if you haven't sent me confirmation that this is shipped by this evening, I'm canceling the order. And they'll be like, no response. They'll just ghost me, and that'll be that. And I've had that happen.
That is also how I would handle that.
Yeah.
As a
I've
seller.
had that happen before where people have just not shipped.
Yeah.
And finally, I stopped trying to take the excuse of, I let it go a week like that. And then I'm like, nah,
Fuck it.
fuck it. I'll,
You're missing deals.
but I get my money back.
Sure.
And that's the only saving grace here is that makes me still use the service is that I get my money back. I can't really get fucked over.
Right.
And that's really
That
important.
is nice.
It's
Yeah.
nice. So
Because I wish eBay did some stuff like that because
Yeah.
you could receive a cartridge, disassemble the cartridge, check the chip to make sure that it's legit.
Yeah.
And a lot of eBay posters will, I don't know what the market is for like low collectability games, like counterfeit, but like if you buy something big, something highly collectible, they'll usually have shots of like the board.
right.
And because there are a lot of counterfeits out there. And there's also a lot of where it'll be a, oh my God, I had a brain fart. Can't think of the name, the word. It's not a counterfeit. It's a
Reproduction.
reproduction. Thank you, sir. I was like reproduction. And it's like, they'll put that on the listing, but it's like, you got to hunt for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's legal. They're doing it
It's just
legally.
buried
I guess,
in
but
the
it's buried
in the description.
And whether or not it's legal, that's also kind of questionable.
This is a 100% authentic reproduction of this game.
Right?
It's funny we're talking about all this stuff right now. I keep checking my phone because despite the fact that it's almost 8 o'clock, which means they're at 9 o'clock, but my boss is like 2 levels up we're all right now trying to debate. I'm trying to negotiate with them to give me this thing for the hospital.
No,
That's
is
why
it-
I keep checking it because it's like,
Is it a Funko Pop or a Super Nintendo game?
Is it coming from Mercari? Is it coming from the shed?
I wish.
Had a
Are
death
you
in
getting it from
family.
the shed?
I paid the price on that one. The hospital raked me over the coals a little bit for that one.
You were just doing your Uncle Jesse.
I need to make a note real quick. But that's my half hour I wanted to talk about Mercari because
I like this format. We each get a half hour to just talk about what we
Yeah,
want. That's
sure.
awesome. I love it.
I feel like most times I kind of go on my little whatever for half an hour because I look down and I'd be like, I have not been talking for 30 minutes, but yep, I sure have.
Dude, I can fill a half hour easy. I am ready for Dawn Trail, which is the upcoming Final Fantasy XIV expansion. Early access starts as of this recording tomorrow. I am off tomorrow. I'm curious what the queue times are going to look like. Probably going to be pretty rough. But they've adjusted like AFK times where it's like if you're AFK for 30 minutes, you're fucking booted out. So somebody who wants to actually play can get in.
Because Grim was telling me that like it's a 48-hour maintenance window the last 2 days.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which, man, I made it. I've got all my crafters to 90 with 8 hours to spare. So I was excited about that. I wasn't able to like gear them out or anything, but it's like, fuck, all my crafting jobs are 90 and ready to be leveled to 100 starting tomorrow. But the first thing I want to do is MSQ. Got to get through MSQ. Got to get to that quest line. Get ready to got 5 weeks before the first raid comes out. Got 5 weeks to get through the MSQ and get geared up. Fucking excited. I'm ready.
That's awesome, man.
The first time I'm gonna get to play in one of these expansions for Final Fantasy, like from day one,
Ground up, yeah.
And that was so much fun playing Wrath of the Lich King for World of Warcraft when that first came out.
I
Playing
actually
that
remember when that
day
came
one
out.
was so much fucking fun. And that expansion was so good. But I remember day one it was wild because like you start out on this like ghostly beach. I can't remember exactly what it was. It was just swarming with players, and it's like the most players I've seen in that game in one place ever. Like, man, I was logging out for maintenance in Final Fantasy XIV, and there's a city that I'm in regularly, not all the time, but regularly, and it was packed, and that was exciting just to see so many people there. So super ready, very excited. Got some time off from work. It's gonna rule. Very excited.
That is awesome. Like, not only do you have, all this, a bunch of time off, you get to, this coincides with that.
Yeah, it was
fun.
planned.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was engineered for sure. Well, some of it was kind of coincidence. The way that my work travel kind of helped with that. But watched a lot. Been watching a lot of Mystery Science Theater 3000. I haven't seen as much as I love the show, I haven't seen all of it. So I've been going through and watching it in order. And it's kind of fun to like watch it sequentially because there are a lot of callbacks in different episodes.
Uh-huh.
And watching them back to back to back, it's way easier to pick up on those callbacks that might have been like easy to miss.
Is that so? To me, it seems like that show would be weird to watch like over and over, like binge watch, because I feel like the format of it would get tiresome after, like, more quickly than it maybe used to when it would come on weekly in seasons. And
yeah,
is that
because the episodes are long? I mean, it's
they're
it's a
2-hour movies
Yeah,
that they're like riffing on, right? Yeah.
I was doing about two a night. I was
Really?
doing, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's nice to like kind of have going in the background when crafting. Because it's like you don't have to pay like a whole lot of attention to crafting, so it's kind of nice to just kind of have something that you're familiar with to like kind of watch.
That was the best thing in culinary school. Whenever I would get done with class, which was still fun, I still loved it.
Yeah.
And then coming back and
it's engaging.
Final Fantasy and fishing or crafting with one of something I just bought all of on DVD, like Malcolm in the Middle, all of that 70s show, all of that. Everybody Loves Raymond, all of that. Like, just something mildly amusing in the background, doesn't take your complete attention while you do something that also doesn't take complete attention.
Yeah,
and you just hit that sweet middle ground of like, I'm barely existing. I'm just a dopamine beast right now.
Yes. Getting the equal parts from both sides. So it's fishing and at work at Apex. I didn't pay full attention to what I was doing for my job there, and nor did I pay full attention to my fishing and crafting.
But you didn't need to
automations
for
in
either of
EWO.
those things.
And you're right.
For
It's
the most
exactly
part.
that. It just had. I lived like right on the edge of balance. You know, that perfect balance of I'm getting paid to do something I'm supposed to be doing. Meanwhile, I'm having fun and accomplishing something automatically.
It's like being Brandon.
And I could get up and walk away from all of this right now, and it wouldn't matter. Go have lunch, come back, and oh yeah, I guess I was at work. Oh, I did forget to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Fuck it, I don't care.
It's been nice. It's been nice watching that, and I got a laptop. I've been playing on that, like in the living room. So that's been really nice because, like, Nikki and I have been on the couch. Mystery Science Theater 3000 is going on. I'm not like cordoned away,
Right.
in a different room,
Yeah.
tied to the desktop. So that's been really, really fun.
Has the performance been good on the machine?
Yeah, it's been good.
Does it make a lot of fan noise?
It does not.
Does it not?
What I'm used to, like mine at work is loud,
Right.
but it's like a production machine.
Yeah.
So I was surprised. Like when I got to work, I was like, wow, this is great that I didn't say this to anybody, but in my head, it's like, this is great that I have this. I don't need this for what I'm doing. Like, okay, I'm not like fucking making movies in here.
Right. Better to have more than not enough. More than you need than not
that's
enough.
true.
But I'm like a fan, a laptop fan noise snob.
Oh,
I can't stand when a fan kicks in. It's
Yeah, you would notice this one.
Okay.
For sure. It's not like, but my desktop is so fucking loud.
right. Comparatively,
This is way quiet.
yeah, I get that.
Because it's like I turn my desktop on and then it's like I got so many fucking fans in there, man. And it's like, and also it needs to be. I need to clean that. I need to clean that fucker out. And then I watched. Nikki and I watched. I can't remember exactly why. Oh yeah, we were gonna eat, and I was like, I want to watch something on. I want to watch a movie. Henry was in there with us, and it's like, yeah, let's watch a movie. And I was like, well, 4th of July is almost here. We can watch Independence Day, right? So I'm flipping through Hulu to see if they've got it. And then I see The Fifth Element. And I'm like, oh man, The Fifth Element. And Nikki's like, I've never seen that one. I was like, oh, we're watching The Fifth Element.
Multipass.
Yeah.
Hell yes. I love that movie.
That's a great movie.
I've got one in there.
Yeah, I see it every time we record. You got it hanging next to the light switch. Yeah, man. I hadn't seen that since I was a kid.
God, I love that movie.
And I think it holds up. It's entertaining as hell. And like the special effects for like when it came out,
they're really good.
they're really good.
They're good for now. It's a Terry Gilliam movie, so you know.
What? How did I not know
I didn't
that?
know
It's
that
a Terry
either.
Gilliam
Now
movie?
I've said that. Now I could be wrong. Let me make sure. Hold on. I may be actually. I don't. Now that I say that, I don't think that's right.
Are you thinking of 12 Monkeys? Because Bruce Willis is in that.
Yep.
Okay. 12 Monkeys also. That's a great movie.
But that is the Terry Gilliam I'm thinking of, not Fifth Element.
Okay.
Sorry.
No
It was
worries.
Close. 12, Fifth. Luc Besson is the director of
Okay.
this one.
Is he known for anything else?
Yes, he's known for quite a few things. Luc Besson did The Professional,
Oh, no shit.
Dogman, Lucy, starring Scarlett Johansson, La Femme Nikita.
Okay. Wow.
You've seen some of his work,
Yeah,
is what I'm
for sure.
saying.
I didn't know he did The Professional.
Yeah. He did. I want to say he did the Leon. Leon is the name of the movie.
Yeah.
That's The Professional. It might be the French version, and then maybe I don't know if he did the American version of.
Was it
Professional.
remade?
But that's the right movie.
I don't think it was remade. I think it was just released under a different title. I think it was Leon the Professional, and
Gotcha.
Then it was just The Professional.
It's Leon in Europe. It's Leon.
Leon
Over here in the
from
States.
Roseanne. What's that guy's name?
I know what you're.
The actor's name?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Oh,
And from Clue.
from
Colonel
Clue.
Mustard.
Oh, God.
Because I made Drew really mad when I said Drew looked like him. Martin Mull.
Martin
Martin
Mull.
Mull.
Thank you.
That made him mad?
Yeah.
I mean, I also don't like it when I'm compared to other people, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I would be like, okay, all right, take that.
But yeah, that's who directed The Fifth Element.
It got Henry watched 66% of it. It's pretty good for him.
Yeah.
As far as
Yeah.
movies go. That he's not like in school watching.
Chris Tucker is my favorite part of that movie.
He's so fucking good in
He
it.
is so good in that, and the way he modulates his voice through the I
Ruby Rod.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it, and fucking
Bruce Willis looks ridiculous in it, which is great. It's funny that he looks more ridiculous than Chris Tucker.
ridiculous. He really does. And then why am I? What's her name?
Mila Jovovich.
Mila Jovovich.
I almost said Lily Sobieski.
Lily Sobieski. She nailed that.
Yeah.
She nailed Lilu, and you know that language she speaks in that is it's
Is it
like,
gibberish?
It's gibberish, but she speaks it so well. It sounds so real. It's a really great movie.
When we were
God, I'm gonna
watching it,
fucking watch that movie
Henry was like,
tonight, maybe.
I'm pretty sure that's Korean. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure it is not.
Nah. She actually, if I remember my Fifth Element trivia, I think she actually made that up. That whole language made up. And I don't know if it was something she had like done when she was a kid or if it was done there for the movie. I don't know. There's something to it, and I haven't thought about it in a long time.
I also
Henry
forgot.
in The Fifth Element is like me in the opera scene from Final Fantasy VI. Pretty sure that's Latin.
Yeah. And he's like,
guy
how do you
that-
know it's not Korean? I was like, because the subtitle said divine language.
The guy that plays the president of Earth, or
Yeah.
whatever, he's Debo from
From Friday. Yeah. And also I forgot fucking Bilbo.
Yeah,
Ian Holm. Is that
Ian
his name?
Holm, yeah.
Yeah. He was, because I was like, it was fucking crazy because it took me like 30 minutes into the movie to recognize him because of his haircut.
Yeah,
Weirdly. Like that was it. So,
Why is he not being the preacher marrying his kids off right now?
right.
To each
Yeah,
other.
exactly.
Good for you. That's a great one. I'm gonna have to watch Fifth Element now.
It's such a good movie, man. I hadn't seen it since like I remember watching it for the first time at my grandparents' house when they were asleep because they would go to sleep super early. And when I was staying over there, there was nothing to do. But they had this giant satellite dish because they lived in the middle of nowhere. They had this giant satellite dish
remember
that
those.
my grandfather would always yell at my dad to fix because it never worked. It's like there was like one cloud outside and it didn't work.
yeah.
And my dad would be like, I'm pretty sure it's because of the cloud. And
Well, I don't know what it
That
is.
glass
I
door on
said
the other side of
fix
the
it.
house. You got to move that.
I
right.
said fix it, not tell me what's wrong.
My aunt and uncle had that, and it had like a notebook page of like all the weird ass channels and shit. Trying
right.
to keep up with it.
Yeah, dude.
Satcom
Wow.
S54. That's where you can watch something at 2:00, and then tell I don't know. It was all these weird Galaxy 5, Galaxy 6 II brown, and then I'll so vividly remember that.
That's awesome.
And trying to look at that in their notebook where they'd written down where they happened to find stuff to watch because there was just so much weird shit.
That's kind of cool to think about.
It is.
I do kind of wish I had like something that like something like that.
I think the only thing left now that's like that is ham radio.
Yeah, we should get into it.
Man, I don't think you want to get into ham radio.
You're right.
I know dudes that like their whole fucking thing is ham radio.
Yeah.
Like that's all they do. It's
How?
they've
I'm about to
spent-
turn 40. They might do the second half as a ham radio guy.
I mean, this is
pretty
kind of
much
close what we're doing, right?
Pretty much is the way it works. This is like that. Yes, actually, it's just that you can't hear what the other people are saying until you get on the Discord.
Oh, there's no Discord with ham radio?
No, well, I'm sure there is. But I think it's
Ham
just
pog.
the idea of. Okay, time for a rebrand. That's it. Ham pog.
Done.
Doesn't even stand for anything. It's
No,
just ham pog.
Right?
I think it's just the idea of talking to someone on the other side of the planet. You know that it's. I'm telling you, I have more than a few acquaintances that are like. They have like their fucking like handle as their license plate on their car, and I mean they take it fucking seriously, and I admire them for that. But man, I don't know that I have the time nor the money to invest.
Oh,
in
is
that
it
kind
expensive?
Of thing. I think it's an expensive hobby.
Really?
It's all relative, you know. I'm sure you can get into it relatively cheaply, but it's a black hole of.
That's like gaming.
I want it to be a little better.
You can get into gaming pretty inexpensively, but you could also.
Yeah, eventually you're going to be like, I should spend $5,000 on a PC. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah. I'd be stupid not to.
I really love this that much. It's worth it. I know. So I sat.
Hey, at least
no
it's not
judge.
cars, right?
Oh, I've done that too. I've done that too.
Well, you do have to pay a $35
License?
ham radio's licensing fee.
Yeah, you have to get a license, and you have to have a ham radio.
How expensive
And there
is
is our ham radio to tell you how to do it.
Now, are they made of ham or?
Yes, they are.
That's why it's so expensive.
That's why
You got to
have
replace
keep
it every
replacing
few
it.
days.
Start to smell something funky. Oh, ham radio's dead. Got to buy another one. I'm gonna feed this one to the pigs.
Oh, you have to take an exam
An exam,
and get at least a 74% to pass to get your ham radio license.
like a certification kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, it's a big deal.
Wow.
It's serious. It's like a pilot's license or anything else. You know, you got to be clear. You got to know the protocols. You know, hell, you can't even operate a CB radio around here incorrectly without someone jumping in and being like, "You're doing it wrong. Get off this channel."
I've never operated a CB radio
It's been
before.
years for me, but we used to have CBs and we would talk to one another. But
that was what we did on road
If you breach
trips.
protocol, boy,
Really?
Yep.
if you breach protocol, those hardcore guys, those truckers, they'll jump your ass.
You
They
can
know
learn
how to
about
find
ham
you.
radio by talking to other hams. So collectively, we called it known as a ham.
Ham.
Steamed hams,
Steamed ham.
steamed ham.
At this time of
radio.
year,
That's the next podcast. Steamed ham
Steam
radio.
Ham radio. That has to be a Facebook group. That has to
Something.
be.
There's no way I had an original, unique thought just then. That has to have already
It's
been
too
thought
good.
of.
It's the
too
problem.
good.
It's too
Yeah.
good. What if it's ham radio? Like go ham? Like hard as a motherfucker radio?
Do you guys want to blind rank some things?
I like to see.
Well, you don't get to.
Damn it.
You probably will want to write it down, though, just so you know. So blind ranking is, because I see, I'm entertained by it on TikTok. So
I need a pen.
My pen. Here you go.
you got one.
This works.
So we'll start off easy. The first one, you guys blind rank 5 things.
Okay.
So you have
Number 1, squirrel.
5
Number 2, BattleBot.
battle bots.
What the fuck?
Squirrel Beast battle bots.
Number 3, quesadilla.
So I'll name 5 things.
Okay.
And whatever I name, you have to rank them without knowing what's next. So you have to immediately evaluate based on just the first word, what it is, where you think it's going to land in this list for you personally. So ranking the
So you're
things
gonna
you
give us
enjoy the
5
most.
things one at a time.
One at a time.
So we rank as you go.
Right, and you can't backtrack.
Can't backtrack,
Yep.
which you'll know if we do because
We're writing it down.
Because I'll stand up and come look.
honor system.
And also, he needs you to pay $30 and take a certification to be able to do this legally.
God damn it.
Nice.
Good one.
All right, so we'll start off easy. Blind rank these 5 things. And
Okay.
this one will have a theme.
Okay.
So cookies,
Easy one.
easy one.
Okay.
All right, Oreos.
Okay. Oreos.
So if you had to rank, where do Oreos fall for you on the grand scheme of things, 1 through 5?
Do I have to tell you now? Or we do it after we get our list done?
I think it's more fun if we do it now as we
Do
go.
it now?
Does
Okay.
that fuck things
Yeah,
up?
no. I think that's the way they do it on TikTok.
Oh, okay.
So,
All right.
So I tell you where I just put Oreo
where you putting
in 1 through
Oreos?
5?
Yep.
2.
2. So more than likely, there's going to be very few things you like less than an Oreo cookie
In a cookies list.
in a cookies list.
Yes.
Okay. Dave, what about you?
I put it number 1.
Oh!
Number 1, Oreos. Nothing better than Oreos.
Nothing
Can't possibly be anything on that list better than an Oreo.
Nutty Buddies.
I was right so far.
The Nutty Buddy.
The password is...
That's a number 5 for me, dog.
Number 5, hate
Four.
a Nutty Buddy?
I don't hate it, but there's probably nothing on that list I hate more than it.
a man of extremes.
4 for me. Because
4?
I do like a Nutty Buddy, but I'm leaving a space for other things.
Those Walmart frosted sugar cookies.
Do they
pink with the-
specifically have to be Walmart ones?
Are you...
You get the same thing at Kroger pretty much. So just like the case
Kroger's
of
on
like,
the table, that does change it.
it'll be like the
That
same
bumps it up one.
plastic case of like
yeah, the plastic crinkle.
of
yeah.
like tin that it's like it's the same fucking cookie, but it's green on St. Patrick's
Yep.
Day. It's pink,
Pink
on
Valentine's Day. It's orange on fucking Halloween.
Halloween,
Yep. It's like, ooh, do I want to shit black or orange? I guess orange.
And then also eat these cookies.
5.
5, you hate them?
Don't like them.
Oh man,
My
that's
family fucking loves
that's a
the
3 for
shit
me.
out of
I
those.
like those fucking cookies, but I don't like them like close enough to an Oreo. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I can't put them 2.
Frosted animal crackers.
Number 1. I
No
like
shit.
those
Yeah.
the best.
Did you get that frosted animal cracker cookie at Crumble?
That
That was good shit. They made a frosted animal cracker cookie at Crumble like 2 weeks ago.
Cookie
Oh, no,
crumble?
I don't
like
go
to
to-
put on ice cream or something.
It had because it was the Crumble cookie from Crumble the store, but they had like
I don't know what a crumble the store is.
It's a cookie place that does.
Yeah.
Oh, is it the place that's hard to
It's
get
the
into?
place that's hard
Yeah.
to
the
get
exclusive
into.
VIP cookie store.
Yes.
the line is not. I can pretty much walk in there and be out in 5 minutes now.
Oh, that's good.
They have cookies this week that they're making.
If they change
and
every
it
week.
changes every week.
like just hamburger style, right?
kind
Yeah.
of, yeah, kind of like that.
But
yes.
it's like you can't just go in and order the same thing that you ordered last week.
unless
Like,
it's already unless it's part
Sometimes
of
they'll have carryovers or they might have extras, and generally they'll always have some kind of chocolate chip
do
cookie.
they have fun names for the cookies?
Yes,
Good.
the yes.
Good.
They're expensive though.
they are a pack. I'll buy a 6-pack and it's $20.
Wow.
But they are giant, delicious cookies.
And that's 6 cookies. That's
That's-
what he's
they
saying.
are about
It's a lot.
1,000
Big, though.
calories a piece.
Yeah,
They're
they're big.
giant, delicious
There's
cookies.
so many reasons that I don't go to the store.
yeah.
I haven't. I tried to do it once. Time was not on my side, and I ended up having to bail. I've been meaning to go there for Tanya just to get her some cookies so she can.
If it's a lineup where I'm interested in more than 3, or the kids are interested in more
Can you
than
mix and
3, I'll
match?
go get them. Yep.
Okay.
You
were doing
can
like
get-
you get
you
all
were doing
of
like a
this one
PowerPoint
flavor.
presentation on like
Yeah.
reasons Dave won't go to the store.
Yeah.
Very expensive. 1,000 calories per cookie.
possibly waiting in line.
Because you can buy
Yeah.
like you can buy them in
Going
packs
outside.
being near other people.
of no chairs and tables in their place. You have to stand up the whole time. That also sucks.
That does suck.
And the store is about as big as this table, so you got
Yeah.
to stand outside if there's a line.
Yeah.
And
Having your photograph taken while you eat the cookie. We give you 40% off if you let us take a photo of you eating the cookie.
fine, but I'm taking my pants off.
And the last one, you know that cookie that's like a sugar cookie with a Hershey's Kiss pushed in the middle of it?
Yes,
That cookie.
that is a solid 3 for me. That's right where it belongs. I like those.
I have to put it in a 2. I wouldn't regularly put it in a 2. I'm happy with this list because I've got Oreo 1, Hershey's Kiss, sugar cookie 2. If that were a peanut butter cookie, we're in fucking business. Then it's like, okay, number 2. I like a plain peanut butter
with
cookie.
the fork marks in it.
Yeah, oh God,
they're so good.
I love those fucking fork marks.
What is it about the fork marks that
I
make
don't know.
that cookie so good?
They activate the neurons in
Yes,
my brain.
they do. I love that shit too. That would not be as good if it
Yeah.
didn't have the fork marks in the top.
I know. You can rub your lips on them.
Yeah, it's all
I'm glad I'm not the
texture
only one who
based,
does that.
dude.
Number 3, I got the fucking frosted Kroger Walmart cookie. Happy with that.
That's a good neutral, even,
Yes.
split the difference cookie.
Number 4, I've got the frosted animal cracker, which, man, I would have switched out with number 2. Because when Henry was a babyish, we would give him animal crackers. And I didn't like them as a kid, but
I love them.
but rediscovering them as a 32-year-old was like, it's fucking
They're a
pretty
good
good.
semi-neutral
That's
vessel.
fucking pretty good.
Plain animal crackers are really good too. That's usually what I keep in the
Yeah.
house. It's like my fallback cookie. If I didn't buy like Chunky Chips Ahoy this week or something, just
Yeah.
to have as a snack. Those with peanut butter.
See, we would do
Dip them in peanut butter.
we would dip them in frosting like they
Yeah.
were Dunkaroos.
and Nutella.
yeah, there you go.
They dipping them in Nutella is fucking.
Henry
God, I love
loves
Nutella so much, but I have to stay away from it.
Me
Fuck,
too.
I could eat a whole.
Me too.
And it's so fucking calorie dense, and I
Yeah.
could eat a bucket of it.
Yeah, it's easy to eat. It's delicious, and it's really, really sugary.
A little bit. Melissa's the
I
same
like it
way.
in
she'll
small doses.
tolerate it a
In
little
small
bit.
doses. I shouldn't say I like it a little bit, but I like to eat it in small doses.
Yeah.
Once I've had enough, it's like, okay, I'm good on
Yeah.
it.
And I normally don't go for hazelnut stuff, but the way they mix it with that chocolate,
Oh,
God, it's so good.
All right, let's do another blonde rank 5.
All right, this one more difficult.
This is a little more
We're
difficult.
moving up the Mortal Kombat tower.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah. So this is cartoon groups of 4.
Nice. Okay. So now I see. Okay, so my brain's thinking like, what cartoon groups of 4 are there? Are there, and will they be on the list?
So what I'm going to say first are the Ghostbusters.
Cartoon version.
Cartoon.
This is
Cartoon.
very important.
Yes. Yes.
Egon's blonde.
Yes.
All right.
Blonde, and his hair is like
The
Chris
real
Tucker's
Ghostbusters.
The real Ghostbusters, is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, he's like wearing Janine's glasses for some reason.
Yep. I remember I saw the cartoon first and had no idea who Egon was when I saw the movie.
Yeah.
So, I never really watched this one much. So I'm gonna have to put this low on my list as 4.
Up top. Same here. Hell yeah. 4.
yeah.
Surely there are 3 things better than the real Ghostbusters and 1 thing worse.
The behind the fence King of the Hill crew
Ooh.
of Hank, Bill, Boomhauer,
I didn't think about these boys.
and Dale.
That's a number 2 for me.
Me too.
I'm saving number 1.
Too.
I'm saving number 1, but King of the Hill, if I know it's going to be a high ranking one. So yeah, King of the Hill is 2 for me as well.
Okay.
Nice one.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja
There we go. There it
Turtles.
is. There's number 1. I was like, if they weren't on the list, the whole thing's fucked up.
TMNT is 3 for me because again, I didn't watch it much. Nothing against it, but I'm holding out for something I'm more familiar with. We'll see. I could be
Dave, that's
blowing
1
it.
for you, you said?
That's number 1 for me.
Next, the South Park kids.
What's going to be the last one?
I know, right? This is where it gets interesting. I'm happy with South Park Kids being below TMNT and below King of the Hill. I do feel like they belong above the real Ghostbusters. I'm gonna put them on number 3. South Park Kids, number 3 for me.
I'm worried about what the last one's going to be. So I'm afraid I'm going to end up with something dumb in the last slot for number 1.
I like.
I'm
South Park
gonna roll. I'm
collectively
gonna
more
roll the
than Kids.
dice. I'm gonna put South Park at number 1. The South Park Kids. So far on this list, I think I should have put King of the Hill as number 1. That's what I
John
would
Turley
do
would have.
if I had known. Yes, he would. But I'm okay with this because I like the South Park Kids a lot. Number 1 is South Park Kids for me.
Can we guess what we think the next one will be?
Sure.
I don't have any guesses. this is like a horrible.
I don't even know if we can or not.
Are we allowed? What are the rules?
Do you want to guess? Do you want to
Absolutely
speculate?
fucking not.
I'm trying to think what could it possibly be? Because King of the Hill, as much as I love that show, I never would have gone there because my head wasn't in the adult animation. Is it going to be? There's 5 Simpsons, thank God.
Yep. There are 5 Scooby-Doo characters.
Yep.
I thought of that too. But
There
if
are
you
5
don't
Bob's
count,
Burgers
if you don't
characters.
count Scooby,
Yeah, but he's a character.
But how do you
the
not count
character.
Scooby-Doo and Scooby-Doo?
Velma.
Oh, okay, fair. But do you want to count that?
Nope. I'll still watch it, but I'm not going to like it. I'm going to complain about it, but I'll still watch it.
All right. What is it?
Yeah, I don't
What's
wanna
the-
guess.
What's the 5th one?
The Rugrats.
Oh,
Oh, fuck.
okay.
Perfect.
Man,
I hated
Of,
that
of
fucking
Tommy,
show.
Chucky, and the Finster Twins.
I hated Rugrats.
The core Rugrats.
that
I was
almost feels unfair because like Angelica is a Rugrat.
I mean, the same way like Scrappy Doo is part of the gang. Like she is sort of the tangential character.
But how many episodes is she in? Scrappy Doo's in like 4 episodes, right?
If anything, Angelica's an antagonist to the 4.
You see her as a villain, as less than
I don't
part
know
of
that
the
she's
group,
necessarily a villain.
but not.
The cast expands
It doesn't-
eventually.
It doesn't matter. It's just one of those where fuck it. It does matter. I was personally offended that Angelica was not included as a Rugrat. Reptar, I get. He is not a Rugrat. Spike, I get. Also not a Rugrat. Angelica, totally a Rugrat. Well, I have to put him at 5, although I would, to redo the list, I'd put him at 4 and put the real Ghostbusters at 5. Other than that, I'm happy with it.
Yeah, my list is simply I would have swapped King of the Hill and South Park Kids, and then my list would have been spot on.
Okay. So we'll amp it up a little bit more now to groups of 4 live action.
Groups of 4 live action. Okay. Boy. Ghostbusters. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. And first one, Seinfeld.
What are we ranking them? What's the ranking criteria? How much we like?
Just where they fall on the list. I mean, like
It's basically preference.
Preference.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I didn't watch Seinfeld as religiously as most of my friends did, but I did enjoy it a lot. But I definitely dislike Jerry Seinfeld a whole lot now compared to before. So I'm going on the before times. I'm going to put it right in the middle at 3.
3. All right. So that's bold stance.
It's a 1 for me, Jerry.
One.
It's a 1 for me. It's like, even if there's something that is like, that comes up, then I'm like, oh fuck, I do like those 4 better than Seinfeld. I'm still gonna be okay. I'm still gonna be okay with
Still
it.
feel good about Seinfeld.
Yeah,
Like it's still
right.
Seinfeld.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next, the Golden Girls.
You're not gonna like this. Shit.
4 for me.
It's a 3 or 4. I can't decide if it's a 3 or 4 for me.
I
do feel like Golden Girls is like a good middle for me.
I watched Golden Girls a lot more than I watched Seinfeld, but I got sick of it faster than I got sick of Seinfeld. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And like right now, I could.
I don't like it, but it makes sense.
I could watch Seinfeld now and appreciate it, and I could watch the Golden Girls now and appreciate it. But if I had to choose, I'd be more likely to watch Seinfeld.
I think Seinfeld's a funnier show.
It is a bit funnier
because I just think it's
it's less procedural.
Well, it's I think more procedural, and like I just think that's why I was asking how we're ranking it, because I like the characters in Seinfeld are horrible people.
Yeah.
That's that's super important for the show.
Right.
The show is super, it's well written.
You love the Golden Girls, but it's not as cleverly written.
Yeah, who would I
They're
rather go
for, like-
to Burger King with? The Golden Girls.
Yeah.
Like, without a doubt.
I'd say that's where I fall with that one. Yeah.
I'm putting them at 3.
3.
I feel like that's a good
Four
middle.
for me, depending, and I reserve the right to say I would have arranged my list differently later.
Of course.
I won't rearrange my list. I know this is like now canon,
Yes.
Tadpog canon.
Yes.
But
Put it on the wiki.
I will put this asterisk by all of my lists.
All right, next, the Sex and the City Girls.
Fucking 5.
That's a 5 for me, dog.
I wish I could make that a 10. And I don't mean a 10 in the good way. I mean, at the bottom of the list, I fucking hate that show.
Oh, man, I
hate
loved it in
Sex
high
and the
school.
City.
Man,
Also
I
not a
bought every
fan.
season on DVD the
Hate
day
it.
it came out.
I
Love
think
that
it's
fucking show.
I think that's one where I think it's well written. It's just one of those I don't hate the show. It is just not a show for me. It's not for me. It wasn't written for me. But Gilmore Girls, on the other hand, is like also a show I feel like wasn't written for me, but I think is a really good show.
Oh, yeah.
I've
Gilmore Girls
never
fucking
watched
great.
Gilmore Girls.
I
It's a
think
good show.
Gilmore Girls I do like better than Sex and the City. I think Sex and the City was an important show.
I agree
I think
that
it's an
was-
important show.
I agree that it was
Yeah.
relevant and important, and I was tuning in every week with whoever at the time I was married to watch it.
That's a fun statement.
That is a fun. That's a fun.
That was a very Sex in the City statement, wasn't it?
That was a Samantha
was.
statement, yeah.
Both wives of mine went into that show, and they crossed. The
That
show
sounds
crossed.
interesting.
They crossed wives.
The only common denominator.
Yeah, pretty much. But so I watched it every week, and it did have its moments where it was interesting or funny or whatever. But over time, it started to just grate on my nerves.
Sure.
Like it wasn't a very long term thing for me.
Yeah.
And now I look back at it and think I can't deal. I hate it now. I don't know.
Gotta love that movie though, right?
No, I don't know. I wouldn't know. I didn't watch the movie.
Next, the Wizard of Oz cast. So Dorothy,
Tin Man.
Tin
Lion.
Man, Lion, Scarecrow.
Man, this is
The star. You mean the stars of the Dark Tower series?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I'm holding out. I'm gonna hold out this time instead of going. I'm gonna put them at number 2.
2.
And that's a solid 2 for me because I really like the Wizard of Oz.
love a solid 2.
Do love a solid 2. Not too.
Like a
Not too
loose
sweet.
two.
Not too tart.
I like a dark, tarry, sticky two.
Man, that's tough, dude. 4 is where it gets really interesting. The fourth pick is where it gets really interesting because that's where I feel like I'm always in the spot where I'm like, it's like tic-tac-toe. It's like, is this a 2 or a 4? I'm gonna go 2. Wizard of Oz. Banking on number 4 being 2. 3. Oh, never mind.
So last one, the Mean Girls.
Fuck yes.
All right.
Number 1. Awesome.
They're forced into number 4 for me. I would rearrange this list. I would put them at 3 and switch the Golden Girls. They get bumped to 4.
My list is perfect. My list actually came out exactly the
the way you
way
want
I
it. It's a
would
rare
have
thing.
done it if I had known all the choices. So that's awesome.
This is
Right.
fun. I like this.
This is I like this
Yeah,
a lot.
yeah.
So you run into the final boss. The
This
final
is it?
boss
This is
line
it?
draft.
You don't have any more?
I don't have any more.
Oh.
Damn it,
Wait, but-
Tyler. Why weren't you
Wait,
prepared?
but no, I do. Never mind. I do have
All
one.
right,
I do have one more 5 than the final boss 10.
All right. Ooh, 10?
Shit.
Wow.
Gonna have to go to the back part of the paper.
Damn, I know. I have to flip this
All
over.
right. I got it. I'm ready. What is it?
All right, and this one is Bad Feelings.
Ew.
Bad feelings?
Bad Feelings.
So we're ranking number 1 would be the worst feeling.
What you think? Yes.
Okay.
First one, getting food stuck deep in your teeth.
Ooh. I have a lot of tooth problems, but I feel like there's going to be worse shit on here. 3.
That's a 5 for me. I don't like it, but I also eat popcorn a lot, so I'm used to it. And it's also, I get a great sense of pleasure from like, oh, there's something in my teeth.
And you get to work it
I
out.
can work on this with my spit and fingernails. yeah.
Air.
Yeah. Give me something to do while I'm working.
It is nice, but also I've had it lead to tooth loss.
Yeah, that's not good.
And
That's trauma.
it's trauma.
Yeah.
It is. It's probably, again, I'm going to reserve the right because it's probably going to be one of those that'll
To party.
I wish had been higher on the list. But maybe not. I don't know. We'll see.
All right, the next one. You're out in public and you get just a small whiff of BO.
That's a
From
4.
myself or someone else?
Oh.
That's the question.
Ah.
I can live with that. I'm putting that at 5. I can live with that either way.
Man, there are a
If
lot
it's
of
not, if it's like overwhelming,
small
it's
whiff.
different. But a small whiff, it's to be expected.
Especially
Even
this
if it's
time of year.
Even if it's from me.
Because sometimes I smell with, it's like, if I smell it, can someone else smell it stronger?
Maybe.
Is that me? Is that someone else?
I'm always pretty confident it's not me.
Yeah.
Me too.
So I'm going to put that at 4.
Yeah, I've got
whenever I
that at a
smell BO,
5.
I'm thinking someone stinks.
It's
And I'm not on that
probably not
list.
me. Yeah, same. I'm the same way. I don't immediately assume that it's me. So 5 for me on that one.
It's a 4 for me.
Next, hitting a wild animal with your car.
Shit, man.
Number 1.
But you know it's a wild animal.
I hit
You don't have to
something.
worry if you hit someone's dog or not.
I
You
hit
just see a
something
collar.
leaving here.
Have
a
you
few nights
seen my
ago.
car?
Pretty sure it was a skunk.
Okay, I hit something on the way here in my new to me car several weeks ago, months ago.
I stopped and turned around. I drove for a bit. I was like, I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
It was black and small and furry, but I saw a little white on it. And I was like, dude, I drove and I turned around at this, I don't know what it's called. It's like a little community. And I was like, I have to go back and look and see what that was.
All right, wait. In this scenario, Tyler, is my automobile damaged?
I guess that's part of the bad feeling. Is your car damaged?
Oh, yeah. Like
Mine
in
got
the
fucking
moment, you're like,
damaged.
is my car damaged? Kind of deal. Yeah.
So it could be either or in that case.
Yeah.
I got back and nothing was there. But I know I hit something on your road. There's a lot of tall
it wasn't
grass.
Bella, so it's okay.
There's
Well, I
trouble
knew
in
it
our
wasn't.
road.
She's not black and white, so
I'll put that at 4. It sucks, but I'll put that at 4 because
that's like pretty much a number 1 for me. But
I'm
I'm
anticipating.
concerned that something like there's going to be a gotcha on this list where it's like
shitting
the
yourself.
Holocaust. Oh, I'm sorry, Dave. You put the Holocaust at 3. Like that's some. I feel like that's some Tyler shit.
This is
Like,
canon.
what color shirt am I wearing now?
Because
Kinda
this is
shit.
canon. 'Cause it's canon, and that means that it's on record that you think
Right.
hitting an animal
Right.
is worse than the
So I'm
Holocaust.
going to put it at number 2 because I'm saving number 1 for the Holocaust.
All right, go.
Okay, the next one. It's not the Holocaust. You're just about to come, and then she begs you, please don't stop.
Man, fuck.
That's a tough one.
That's a 5 for me, but it's already taken. Because I enjoy that. Was that's
fuck you, bitch. Should have said something sooner.
no, because then it's a test of wills. Now all of a sudden it's like mind over matter. Where it's
You like the challenge.
Yeah. It's like fuck. I think about Spider-Man for 2 minutes.
Always love to do anything at Spider-Man.
It's not a 2, but it has to be a 2.
2.
I put other shit too low. This is a 2 for me though.
Number 3, because it's it's the farthest down that I have available. Don't come.
I just put come.
Wow. Inside you there are 2 wolves.
That's a good joke.
Thank you.
All right, the last one, breaking your glasses.
Hey, I'm good with that at one. That's fucking horrible. I hate that shit so much.
It is my number one as well, and it is a valid number one. That's not just a because moment. I hate fucking breaking glasses.
Not quite the Holocaust, but
It's pretty close.
Pretty
it's close.
It's a glasses holocaust.
I'm good with this, except for Don't Come should be number 5. Other than that, this is a good list.
There's 10 on the last one.
All right, final boss. 10. No particular theme. The first one.
There is no theme,
No.
or you're not telling us the theme.
No, I'm telling you, there is no particular theme.
Squirrel.
Minecraft.
The feeling you get when you really have to poop, but you can't make it to the toilet, and that need sort of goes away.
Okay, wait a minute. Are we ranking in what order?
I mean,
Are
I'd say
these feelings again, or is this just
I'd say preferences again. Yeah.
preferences? So this is a thing that so that would be bottom of the. That's a bad thing for most people, I assume.
But
For me,
the
it is.
feeling goes away. You think for a minute, uh-oh.
You got to go. You hold it so long, then it's like, oh,
And then you say,
okay, I don't have
I
to.
hate that though because I'm like, oh
bought more
fuck,
time.
I've done irreparable damage to my body. Like every time that happens, it's like fuck.
no, you just say Maturin. And then you'll go again normally next day.
I give my credit card to a nice lady. She can get a hotel room.
I'm going to work middle out on this one. I'm going to have to go 5 on that one.
That's an 8 for me.
This is it's a 10 spot. So
That's-
you're right in the middle.
That's an 8.
Yeah.
That's I hate that feeling. It's nice that it goes away, but then it's totally like every time that happens, I am like fuck.
Worried a little bit.
Fuck
Am
this
I
up.
going to be constipated?
Yeah, exactly.
Now.
What's going to happen? You know, it's
Now-
coming out
now I
mutated.
gotta
I've
go.
defied nature.
Right.
What's gonna happen?
Right.
Now I'm going to
You
have to go
you
at a
turn the
different.
dial back to 6.
I'm going to have to go at a different time every day now for the rest of my
Yeah,
life.
right. Man, I hate it when the schedule gets fucked up. My schedule's fucked up right now. It's
Because of travel.
because of travel.
Yeah,
It's happening at the same time,
God,
just
I hate
not at the
that.
right time.
Right, right.
All right, next one. Getting your hair washed professionally.
Ooh, that's nice. That's nice.
What hair?
Your head hair.
Head hair.
Your head hair. Which I know that is Oathbreaker Blake Wood's greatest vice. When he's had a bad day, he'll just go get his hair cut so he get his hair washed by someone else.
Number 2 for me on that
Number
one.
2?
That's a good.
That's a good
that's
one.
a good day. I like that a lot.
It's 5 for me. That's a neutral.
Neutral. Spicy food that is a 7 out of 10.
Makes sense, but it's 7.
That's easy. 10 for me. I'm not a spicy food person, so I'll put that at 10. Just eat up that bottom spot.
It's a 3 for me. Spicy, 7 out of 10. Yeah. 10 minus 7 is 3. There we go.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Caesar salad without croutons.
Man, that's bad. I don't know if it's worse than the poop, though. But right above it for me, that's a 7. You got to have croutons in the Caesar salad. Gotta.
It gets mushy real
You
fast.
gotta. You just have to.
I'm kind of agnostic about it, so 9. I like Caesar salad, but I could give a fuck if it's got croutons.
Yeah. All right, next one. The literal color purple,
Not the movie.
not the movie. Because I kept just like, oh, that sounds like a movie, but no other color made sense to me. Blue's going to be
No.
too easy to rank. Red's going to be too easy to rank.
8.
Gotta go purple.
I'm just moving up the list. 8. I could take it or leave it. Depends on the application. I could live without it, but I don't dislike it either.
I don't know that I could live without purple. I don't love it, but I think I would miss it if it was gone. Like if all of a sudden it was like, hey, Did you notice you can't see purple anymore? I would be really fucking.
I wonder how much
upset.
that would affect your day to day. It's hard to say that because it's hard. You can't just suddenly not see purple.
I just don't like things taken away from me. In my experience, when things have gone away, appendix, I want that motherfucker back.
Yeah, foreskin.
Yeah. Oh, well, that one I definitely want back.
Yeah,
that would help something on that last list a little bit.
All right, next.
Same.
Ironing.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna sound weird, but that's
see?
number 3 for me.
I knew somebody would like it.
I
You might
like
hate
to
it, you
iron.
might like it.
I like to iron clothes. I would stand in front of the TV and iron all my pants and all my shirts and everything on Sunday. When I cared more about my personal appearance or I needed to be more kind of dressed and pressed.
I iron my anime T-shirts on Sundays.
Well, this was
Got to turn them inside out.
my work shirts and my work pants and stuff when it was a little bit less relaxed at my office, had to be a little bit more pressed. I would iron everything on Sunday night, and it would take 2 hours to get through it all.
Yeah.
It's because I'm very precise with it. I use the starch and the thing.
Yeah, I do like a good starch collar.
I love
like a stiff
ironing.
collar.
So I'm going to put that at 3 because I think something I like better is going to be there, but I'm going to put ironing. I think I'm a woman, actually.
Women are good.
I wouldn't complain about it. I said I think I might be one.
Yeah. 6.
Dave? 6?
Yeah, it's okay. I don't like to do it. So it belongs
But it's not
the
the
bottom
worst
half
either.
for me. But it's not the worst thing. All my fucking clothes are that wrinkle-free stuff.
Yeah, I've kind of
I like
moved.
steaming clothes. I'll just steam them or
Yeah,
ice cube in the
steaming is
washer
nice, yeah.
or in the dryer.
It's not about the act of ironing. I do like it, but I can think of things that I either need to or would rather be doing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it so much that I'm going to want to set aside time for it.
It's not like ham radio thing.
But exactly. But when I do it, I like doing it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I get it.
All right. Next, when you're cutting paper and the scissors just glide.
That's satisfying.
Man, I like that a lot. I don't know what else is going to be on this list. I don't know if I number 1 like it or number 2 like it. I'm going to number 2 like it.
You really like that.
I do really like it. It's super satisfying. That's one of my favorite things about wrapping presents is hitting that glide.
Mm-hmm. That is a good feeling.
That's why I get mad when we get cheap wrapping paper
or shitty scissors
because you don't get that. Yeah,
shitty scissors are the worst. 6 for me because I'm leaving my 1 and my 4 open for possibilities. I wouldn't say that I like scissors gliding through paper more than ironing, though.
Apparently, I like it more than the color purple.
Girl, same.
Next is Slim Jims.
Snap in them.
Snap into them.
Into the Slim Jims, you snap.
Man,
Into Slim Jims, you must snap.
I gotta either put it at number 1 or below the feeling of needing the poo and then holding it. I mean, I don't hate them that much. I also don't love them. That's gonna have to be a 9 for me. It feels weird.
That's a 7 for me. They don't agree with me. I do enjoy eating them from time to time, but
I like them better than ironing. This is fucked up.
if I eat a Slim Jim, the poop feeling will not go away.
One rectifies the other.
They got all that grease on it, though.
It won't go away. I don't get the satisfaction of getting that reprieve. I gotta go now.
Man, it snapped.
It's Slim Jim snapping through me.
Doggy style sex.
Oh. I'm glad I kept 1 open. Because I'm looking at it, it's like either a 1 or a 10. It's going to be a 1.
I don't think I'm gonna put that at 1 as well.
You're waiting with a really good one, I feel like.
I'm afraid I would happily put it at 4 because at this point, what the fuck difference does it make if I like doggy style sex? But I do remember it, and I very much enjoy it. So it's a solid number one.
Man, we should have done positions. That should have been a.
Thought about that too.
Oh, that would have been.
we can do this again.
we can do that.
We can do this again. We don't have to do it tonight necessarily.
Yeah, right.
Doggy style. I mean.
Right. Yeah.
But also the list. We can do another one of these. I like these blind drafts a lot.
This is fun.
This is a lot of fun.
This is fun.
We can do a 5 real quick. So the last one, Red Lobster Cheddar Bay biscuits.
Solid 4. I'm
whatever.
okay with this.
Definitely worse than doggy style sex.
I'm happy.
That's number 10. Doesn't belong there.
I'm happy with my list. My 10 list came out real good. Let's save the positions.
Yeah,
Let's
save it.
save that for next
We'll do a
time.
10 spot for sex
Sure,
positions. We'll do that
There
later.
are
Yeah.
10. Wait,
If you just want to make some up, I guess.
Hey, man, I have
gotta
some
make
What do
video
you mean,
something
games.
up.
like in the back of a Volkswagen?
I have some video games to share with you, my friend.
The foot of the bed? That's a French joke.
You want my list for the
Sure thing.
archives?
I'm happy with like the breakdown of shit above the middle line and shit below. Like the stuff that belongs below 5
Yeah.
or right, they're just in the wrong order.
Yeah.
And the stuff above.
So I look forward to the Discord full of everyone's blind drafts.
This
of the
is
same
this is a
Yeah, play
really
at home.
really good idea, dude. Thank you for coming up with that because
Yeah,
that
that's
was
great.
that was fresh. I like that. We need to keep doing that for a while.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. Glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
We're at about an
big
hour
fan.
and a half. I think that's enough.
Thanks for
the
listening, everybody.
Dueling masses.
Yep.
I gotta get to bed so I can wake up at 4 in the morning to play Final Fantasy.
A worthy reason to get up at 4 in the morning.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Find the show on not SoundCloud, not Stitcher, but on Spotify, YouTube, iTunes, all over the goddamn place. We got tons of shit going on, but most importantly is Patreon.
Money, please.
Money, please.
If you want to donate to the show, patreon.com/tadpog. For as little as $1, you get access to our bonus content. By the time this episode airs, when are we going to start airing the Dark Tower?
I plan on putting the first one out on Monday.
Sweet. So
I hope you enjoyed it.
hope you enjoyed episode 1 of the Dark Tower series. It's out
the weakest,
now.
I feel like. I feel like they've
They do
gotten
get
better,
better.
as we've been doing them.
A little less
True to book order.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
That's to a point, and then so the last few
we've
are going
reached
to
unfortunately.
we peaked, and then it's going to get worse. But you know,
We're gonna get Stephen King on the show to play himself.
It's subjective, you know, it is, but you can't know for sure unless you donate some money to us, and then you have access to that in addition to a bunch of tabletops that Tyler has hosted over the years that have been really, really excellently produced and written by the man himself. Highly recommend those. And as I've mentioned before, I do talk about sex for money. So we have a list of executive producers that donate $20 or more every single fucking month. And I want to read the list of those executive producers right fucking meow. Starting with Cubicle Monkey, Plinko, Nick Price, Usurper Grimm, Pinball Airplane, Archmage, Chris Edler. Sorry you couldn't be on this episode. Gamebug Prime, Nathan Eaton. I read that out of order. I'm sorry. Derek Pope Sandwich, Cthulhu. I cannot fucking read tonight. I cannot get my words to come out.
I get it. You're
Cthusiast.
excited for Dawn Trail. I am too.
Jeff Miners. Congratulations on your marriage. Drinksmith, Joey Webster, Sandwich Pope, Phil Hawkins, Louisville correspondent, Princess Consuela, Banana Hammock, Flavor Trick, Terrandall, and Canadian Turbo Nerd Thomas. How long was it Joey that had congratulations on your marriage?
Joey had it for a minute.
We've had a few that have had
Who is
congratulations.
Taryn the record holder there? Because it was brought up in the Discord.
Yeah, I saw that, and I don't have the data on
I would
that.
think Taryn is.
It feels like she had it for a very long time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Tadpog Calvin's, if you would, figure that out for me because I don't want to do it. Dane, thank you so much for putting the show up on YouTube every single fucking week. And I'm going to extend a thanks to a good friend of Dave and myself by the name of Chris.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say why I'm thanking him.
Does he listen?
I don't think he listens.
Okay.
But
still, he needs to be thanked.
he needs to be thanked. Without him, let's just say a lot of the movie tie-in episodes that we've been doing for the last several months would not be affordable.
Right. And in the same vein, thank you, Grim.
And thank you, Grim, for sure.
For similar.
So I'm going to throw that in for a little while we're doing these. I want to remember to thank my friend Chris. Hope you're doing well, and I hope you listen to the show. And if you do, you should still give us money. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That sounds good to me.
Give us money.
I think
because you already give us a bunch of shit for free at your expense, but you should still give us money.
He's got a cute cat, I think.
God, it's been a minute since I've talked to Chris. Honestly, he used to play Overwatch with us a lot. He was always in our group. The friends of mine from work, he would always play in our group, and it was a lot of fun playing with them. So anyway, that's what I got. Take it or leave it. It's my story.
I'll take it.
I'm sticking to it.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Let's see. Our theme song is Moose. We're driving to that track from the show. It's TADPOG.com. Hey guys, want to close it out?
It's a guy who has 11 days off work.
So until next time.
Tropical
Capricorn.
Capricorn.
Hold on. Poke.
TADPOG is hosted and produced by Tyler Holland, Dave Moore, and Ian Chandler. New episodes published Wednesdays each week and are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else podcasts are hosted. Have a question or comment for the hosts? Call us at 270-883-2555 and leave us a voicemail. If we like it, we'll play it on the show and respond. Want to send us something? You can do that at TADPOG Studios, care of Nicole Nance, P.O. Box 3785, Paducah, Kentucky 42002. If you absolutely must send us a food item, please use caution and good judgment when doing so. Tasty snacks that look or smell funky or are past their expiration date by the time we get to them will be thrown away. Bonus content is available at patreon.com/tadpog with a minimum donation of $1 per month. You can join in on the conversation by visiting our Discord at bit.ly/tadpog Discord. Registration is free and we'd love to see you there. Thanks for listening, and if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to our show so you don't miss an episode. Now, where did I put that stinger? Oh, here it is.
Yeah, I'm going to go through his warrior. For sure. Going to be doing a lot of Oaken. Man, they got so many abilities to draw aggro in 14. It's nice. Tanking's nice.
Yeah, because there weren't a lot.
I know. In 11, it was provoke.
Yeah.
And then like trick attack.
Yeah,
That you have to rely on the thief to do.
Yep.
Which I kind of miss. Some of that like archaic shit from Final Fantasy 11 I do kind of miss. Mm-hmm. It was a pain in the ass at the time, but I don't know. Everything's, I shouldn't say everything, but a lot of things in 14 and are streamlined, which is a good thing because it allows more people to play. But there's something about, I miss the jankiness of 11.
Crunch.
Like, yeah, the crunch, not the crud.
Oh yeah, okay.
Because like
crust.
The crust. 11 had a lot of crunch. You're right, but like in a weird janky way. I don't know. It's almost like Final Fantasy 11. I like for a lot of the same reasons I like Ghosts and Goblins for the NES.
That's apt.
Where it's just kind of like there's so many weird little fucking things, and it's like the rumors in that game. YouTube wasn't a thing when we were playing Final Fantasy 11.
Yeah.
So you couldn't like, I don't know, man. Like to find anything out, you had to go to like weird websites.
Oh, what was it?
Alakazam.
Yeah. Alakazam and other random ass message boards connected to that.
Yeah. And then it's
that
like
Brady Games book I had that had all the quests and shit in
which
it.
I think had a whole bunch of errors in it.
Tons of fucking errors. Yeah.
Yeah.
The wrong solutions to quests and storylines and shit.
Yeah. And I think like I've been out of 11 for a very long time. But someone was telling me like there's a video on YouTube like debunking the whole like facing directions while crafting
Oh, really?
thing. Yeah. So I
Yeah, because I remember no one knew. It's
no
like,
one
may
knew.
as well do it.
Face Southwest seems to work more often.
That was a thing in UO as well.
Was it really?
Facing a certain
I
direction.
never heard that.
Yeah.
I believe it, but
it was a rumor. I know it wasn't true, but same kind of shit.
wow.
Yeah. It's all myths. Busted.
Tin roof.
Tin roof. Busted. Rustin. I said busted. Damn it.
That's all right. It's also busted.
Next week, The Mask.
Hell yeah.
Somebody stop us.
Believe it!